Can you hear me, please? Right.
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear on my end.
Awesome. So yeah, I'm Chinaza, and I'm really happy to be here. I don't know, that interlude that Fatima gave. I don't know what to say to that. I am just Chinaza. I like designing. So yeah, today is hopefully going to be fun. I just want us to like just can we wait like just a few more minutes just for people to join? So, but yeah, it's really nice to be here. It's really nice. Thank you for taking out on your Saturdays. I really hope that at the end, like learn one or two things, and I just hope that we have fun. So let's just wait for like 2 more minutes. Let's just see how people want to join. Then we can start. I don't like taking people's time, but just ensure that we capture everybody. So yeah, 2 minutes, please. Thank you very much.
So what is in the comments asking if if that was his real voice, so there was a fast speaker. That is
No,
still as a
I
real
have
voice actually.
stop lying to people. So in Oshodi, there's a place you can do surgery that they will put um voice filter in your neck. It costs like 2,000 naira. You can give me the money. I'll help you register. I'll send you the account details.
I beg, I beg.
Okay, so just to keep the ball rolling, I praised Chinaza a lot, and that was because he deserves it. But while we're doing that, I feel like just for those, the one or two persons, just that one, two person that may not know what product design is, because our Oga here, Chinaza, will still tell you, but let me just give you a little bit with my small knowledge that I have. Very small knowledge. I'm not a guru, but let me just tell you. So every single time that you used an app, if the app was nice, you felt like it was easy to use, that is what Oga Chinaza does. That is his work. His job is to make sure the app is fine, it is easy to use, you are not confused, you understand very well what the company wants you to do and everything. So that's what Oga Chinaza's job is. And he makes sure that it's very simple. So, Oga Chinaza, am I right?
You're sometimes you get it wrong. But please continue. Let's not focus on that part.
Ah, okay, sir. Over to you. Please tell them the truth.
Very well. So let me quickly present my screen. Yes. Can you can you guys see my screen? Let me put it this way.
Yes, we can see your screen, sir. Sir, you're muted, though.
You're muted.
So I was saying that if it ever feels like I'm reading off a book, you are probably right. I'm probably reading off a book. So yeah, thanks. So let us begin. So welcome. It's really nice to be here with you guys because it's like always fun to do stuff with design stuff with people that really appreciate it. And like I said before, I'm really glad that you guys are taking out of your time to like be here. I really hope that we learn something, and yeah, that's the hope. Really hope so. So so in this workshop, we're going to look at what design is, what product design is, because design and product design are two different things. And in the end, we will work on a landing page, so we can use it to introduce ourselves to people. There are like a lot of design tools out there, but everybody is currently using Figma for now at least. Well, I think some other designers are coming up little by little. But Figma is what everybody using. And then yeah, or the other hopeful bit is that we get distracted by my jokes, and so we don't really see that I really don't know anything. But yeah, that's let's see how that goes. But before we begin, I think it's really important that we thank Design in Africa for organizing this thing. And we can tell them thank you in the chat, but I'm also going to put their Twitter handle so we can, give them a follow because they're doing something that's really, really incredible. So just give them a follow and just they'll be organizing like a lot of sessions like this, and you'll get to meet like really incredible people in various fields, and we'll learn from them too. So yeah, let's do that. Uh, on that note, I would like to talk a bit about communities because communities are sometimes the power of communities are sometimes overlooked. So the thing with growth is that it's not going to come and meet us earlier. It's really important that we take the initiative to actively seek to grow. And by joining the community, you have the opportunity to meet with people that have similar goals like yourself. And this is one way we can grow. So I really, really think it's important that we join communities in one way or the other and actively contribute to these communities that we join. Because that's the only way to really go. Because you never know who is going to be the next um, unicorn, and it might just be someone in your community, and they have seen you contribute, seen you do incredible things, and they will just be like, "Oh yeah, I think I want to work with this guy." So yeah, that's my round for communities. So about me, this so I'm a designer who is currently seeing how much fun it is to like push boundaries in designs. It's really, really nice. And aside from product design, I enjoy animating interface, and also I enjoy presentation design a lot. There's a lot of figuring stuff out. It's been quite a journey, but I'm really grateful to have undertaken this journey, and I'm also grateful for the kind of people that I've met. You guys are free. So let's talk about what design is. Design is essentially, first design has different definitions to different people, and but personally, how I like to see design itself is it's what we feel when we interact with a product. The product could be physical, it could be digital. But for this particular talk, we're going to focus on the digital part of design. So it's important that in our journey as designers, we must always ensure that we are keeping the user at the center of our of our design process. This is where the term user-centered design comes from, because many times in Nigerian spaces in particular, we see a lot of organ-driven design. We just design based on what the CEO or team lead feels is right, which is kind of weird because the team lead is not going to be the one that will give you out the revenue. But what do I know? In design, it's really, really hard not to make assumptions. But we should remember that we are designing not for ourselves, but for users. And to allow us to place users at the core of our design process, there is a set of two sets. Wait, that's a very weird to say. There are two sets that are called design thinking, which we will, get to see in later parts of this workshop. So yeah, the takeaway from this slide is to not do things because it feels good. Even I am like sometimes really what do you call it? I'm guilty of this sometimes, but it's really good to make decisions that are based on what the user wants. So we've seen a bit of what design is. Now let's see what good design can do for our brand or our product. So first, it's going to encourage brand loyalty because uh, it's going to give you loyal customers, and a satisfied customer is also a paying customer. So there's also customer satisfaction. You also get to create memorable experience that like have impact on people, and also your design will set a standard in your space, such that your competitors want to be better, people want to be better just because from using your app. these are things that we see that good design can do. Take I don't know if people were familiar with Euro back then. I personally wanted to become a better designer because of Euro's onboarding. So yeah, that that is that is that. So in the quest for good design, it should be noted that good design takes time. And it's really alright. I think time is a worthy sacrifice if you want to create something that really stands out, something that outlives us. And yeah, let's try to slow down a bit on the fast-paced environment that is really common nowadays in startups. It's I don't want to rush to the market war. Yeah, that's moving fast sometimes can do more harm than good. So now let us look at what product design is. Product design essentially is the creation of intuitive, functional, and aesthetic interfaces. Product design also seeps into physical products because, like, there's a reason why stuffs are shaped the way they are. I don't know if we've seen that ketchup picture comparison where they had to do a lot of design thinking there to understand how best it is to create something that would work. Because I think the first iteration of ketchup bottle was I couldn't find that picture, but I think I should be able to paint that picture in your mind where the first product was not so good, but with a lot of iteration, a lot of testing, they were able to create something that's like currently really, really popular. So, yeah, as with everything in life, there are principles guiding design, and we should keep them in mind. And while we are trying to, put these principles in mind and these laws, we should not be boxed in by them because they are meant to aid us, not like restrict us in our design process. So let us look at the laws and the principles of design. The principles of design are like they're like seven, but I could only fit six into the slide. So, but you will see different numbers for like different people. But yeah, reading is the base on which how much of the design is similar, and similar elements it could come from fonts, it could come from icons. Using the same icon pack really helps a lot. Using the same font, or if you want to use different fonts, like there's a way you balance it out. And then balance involves understanding the visual weights that different elements hold in an interface. And properly using balance allows you not to overload your user. Hierarchy is like placing stuff that gather a lot of attention on top and stuff with less attention at the bottom. For instance, we could see some of these design principles on this page itself. We could see the reading, we could see like everything, all the numbered fonts, all the what's the name of this thing? It's ABC. I forgot what they call it in English. But yeah, it's similar. Then the fonts are the same. The body fonts are the same. There's no one that like breaks the norm. Emphasis involve contrast is like a difference between objects, and we can see it at play in this design. The less those items that draw less attention have like some sort of muted color, while the title of the text have like that pure white. Then emphasis is like the ability for objects to pull attention in design. So you can see on this page the titles of the principles are holding much more emphasis than the body text. The repetition is allowing objects to recall and to provide like focus points for the eyes. If someone sees this page, the first thing that they see is like the title, and that's like the whole point. You don't want them to like have various points of focus on design. It could like lead to overload. So for the laws of design, there are like a lot. There's a website that is strictly. Is that going to be a recording, Fatima?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's record.
Ah, nice, nice. So there's a website that gives all the laws of UX design. I think it's laws of UX design.com. Forgotten the website, but that's where I got this laws from. So like there are a lot on this slide, but I'm just going to focus on like the ones that I'm like really really familiar with. Everyone can say what I don't know. So Miller's law is something I used to um, justify my use of limited number of menu items when I'm designing stuff. I don't like a lot of menu items. I feel like it's really weird. So Miller's law says that you should keep your menu items between 5 and 7. Now there are obviously places where this does not apply. For instance, in dashboard, your admin dashboard, admins have like a lot of stuff to do when controlling it, when managing a platform. So it's not going to be so nice to just limit their menu items to 5 just because you're trying to follow a particular law. Now, Jacob's law is that law that speaks to us as designers because as designers we want to create something fresh and new, but we have to understand that users are familiar with other websites and trying to break stuff just because you want to stand out is not going to give such a good experience. So there's the thing that users are familiar with having what do you call it, the largest text on a website at the header section is going to really make your header section like at the bottom. Or there's a way close buttons look. Trying to change it is kind of weird. There's a particular way home buttons look like, home icons look like. Trying to design something fresh and new. It's I don't know. It seems kind of weird. But the people that do it, the people that break these laws actively, and they don't only get away with it. They like set standards with it. So yeah, who knows? Then Postel's law is one of my favorite laws because in product design, it's really, really important as designers, as builders, really, to understand that there are edge cases in your work. For instance, you're creating an onboarding flow, you're creating a sign-up form. You have to understand that there's some very weird errors that will happen. Some of them are some of them have likelihoods of close to zero, but it's never zero. Some people might just try to just click on sign up without putting in their email address. What kind of error states will you show? Will you show the default one? Default one can work, but it's kind of I think error states should be gentle. So yeah. Then one last one I like to focus on is like Tesla's law. Tesla's law says that there are some things that you just can't oversimplify, and sometimes it's not just you, just that's just how it works. And currently, that's what people are doing. So instead of trying to spend a lot of time trying to oversimplify it, it's just best to just try just put it there as best as you can and explain your thought process behind it. So, design thinking. Design thinking is essentially a series of steps that allows people to take ideas from simple sketches to like live solutions. And design thinking is like a series of steps, and even though they are set in a particular way, it's the design thinking process is visually iterative. It can start from anywhere. So IDF, Interaction Design Foundation, this I've been using their design thinking process for like the longest time. But what I've noticed is that as I started growing a bit in my career, I started like tweaking it and adjusting it. I think my own design thinking process is like 7 steps, but it's like more in how do I put it? It's more granular. So instead of empathy, it's like research, competitive research, looking for inspiration. So it's kind of broadening that, and it's just like something I'm already comfortable with. But the standard one is like empathy. Empathy is where you try to understand users' goals and their pain points. Then definition is where you like have a concrete understanding of what the problem is, and at this point you're already trying to figure out like possible solutions to it. Ideation is where you are actively collecting ideas, writing down ideas, and all that stuff. Prototyping is the design phase. You just design and create like low fidelity solutions and all that. Testing is where you get feedback from the user. But ideally, it's important that you are involving the user in every single step of your design thinking process. Because that's the only way to like get active and functional solutions. Yes. Then inspiration. It's in product design, inspiration is the flow that drives our work. And I've listed some. I'm going to make this slide like available to us, and we can see the various places I get inspiration from. And then I also like listed some really really cool designers that I think that we should follow because they do like incredible stuff, and especially this initial guy. I don't know. He does things in Figma. I'm like, why? Like, why? What are you doing? And then Collins, there's Gaga, there's Icy, and Druid. Druid clowns a lot, but he's really, really, really exceptional at what he does. Druid and Williams, any is the opposite of Druid, but yeah, he's Druid has no experience, but any like how that is, he's like a young prodigy. So yeah, give every single person in this like list a follow. They're like really incredible people. I think Alex and Akemi are on this call too. I don't know why they're here, but yeah, there's that. Then on replication. So replication is like the core of what has brought me to where I am right now. Replication, I see replication as the ability to take a whole design and break it down into smaller pieces and like piece them back together. This kind of thing places you in the shoes of the designer, and it's when you're trying to design like a particular place, you're trying to like grow into like a senior designer and all that. It's important to have this kind of skill. Yeah, it's it will allow you to see things in a more granular form, and it's really really nice. So what we're going to do today is that we're going to replicate a website. I hope that we're at our computers, yeah, because I don't want to be the only one designing. It's going to take the fun out of it. But the websites we are going to be replicating today is yeah, this is the website, and I'm going to like take us through how I would approach this kind of thing, from creating a Figma file to doing other things. So yeah, let's see how it goes. Are there any questions so far? Yeah, before I start doing that.
If anyone has any questions, you're welcome to drop it in the chat or raise your hand, and then you can ask questions. Please don't be shy. It's a learning session. We want this to be as interactive as possible, and that's why Chinaza is here, our guide for you. So if you have any questions, let's hear it. If not, boss, over to you.
Well, just a moment. I'm trying to duplicate the slides and name. Uh, yeah, it's going to be recorded. It is being recorded, I believe. So this is the link to the slides for anyone that is interested. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at the website that we want to replicate. So this is what we're going to replicate today, and it's quite interesting. I like it a lot. The use of can you see my screen? Yes, you can. The use of color is like really nice. The use of color is like super cool. There's this nice interaction. It's cool stuff here. You can see the icon moving left and right. So yeah, we're going to replicate this. It's quite interesting. I didn't think too much about this, so in case I do nonsense, please don't laugh at me. Don't laugh at me. Yeah. It's quite nice. I think this will allow us to learn a lot about shapes in Figma and how to use them. These icons, we can find our way around them, or we can design them depending on how we're feeling and depending on how much time we have. But ideally, everything on this website is just shapes really, and it's so cool. Let's put random icons here. That's a really nice animation there. I think the only thing I've not particularly figured out is this guy.
Most I
This
have a
guy,
question.
which one?
Yes, I want to ask a question.
Oh yeah, hi, please, bro.
It was the part where there was a scrolling effect before you come down to this footer part. Please, I want to ask some question about it. Is it a
Is this
prototype
guy?
work or 3D stuff?
Is this one?
I mean, is it a prototype work or a 3D stuff? All this scrolling effect.
Oh, it's live. They've already built it. I don't know if you can build it. Me personally, if I were to prototype this guy, I'll do it in After Effects. It has been like since the last time I actively tried prototyping in Figma was like 2 years. Can't remember. But yeah, did you answer your question?
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
Awesome. The 14 one. Fatima, your hand is
Fatima,
up.
Okay, so can I also ask a question, Ms.
Please go ahead.
Chinaza, please?
Yeah. Please go ahead.
Hello? Okay. So you mentioned you talked about this briefly, but I still just want to bring it back. So I started out learning design, and that's UI UX in particular. And one of the things that I face is that most of the time I go online, check Dribble, check all those places, get an inspiration, and then my design ends up being really similar to maybe the inspiration and everything. And I end up feeling like a fraud, that I can't design. I'm just, lifting up other people's work. And you mentioned it that you should take inspiration but not thief. You can take units from different design. And I still can't help but feel like, I'm not a good designer. I'm just replicating people's work. Do you have any advice for me, sir?
That's a very interesting one. I think the more you do that, the more you start to see that your work is slightly becoming different bit by bit. So what I would say is that just keep at it. That if and there's also the fact that you might just be the only one that is saying it that way. You might just be the only person that's like looking at what you've done and you're saying that, oh, it looks like what other people have done. There might be people that might not even notice if you get my meaning. But it's really nice that you have that like at the back of your mind that, oh, that this feels like someone's work. But I think with constant practice, yeah, you'll be able to like keep what's the word? Your work will become distinctive from other people's work. So now the only thing I can suggest is like just practice really. It's nothing. And also if you're feeling like a fraud, we're all frauds, really. You think about it. We're all frauds. Just because this feeling of this imposter syndrome thing, I've seen people with 15 years of experience still feeling like imposters. So in 15 years. And us that were like, how many years of experience do we have? 2, 3, 4? Of course you're going to feel like that. So yeah, it's a common thing. It's what you do to that matters in the end. Like I said, we're all frauds. We're all imposters.
so Fatima, does that clear your question?
Yes, very much so. Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome. And David said something in the chat which I couldn't make sense. Like, and with time, you start to understand why those designs were made that way. And since you know much more now, you start to make your own decisions. Yeah, that makes like a whole lot of sense. So, first thing we're going to do is we've already like looked through the design. Yeah, it's time to copy. But let's not use the word copy. Let's use the word replicate. First thing we're going to do is like look at what font that they used. They used FT regular. If we can't find it, since this is like this is not for commercial use, we will try to pirate it. We'll try to pirate it. What's the name of that font? FT. FC regular. No, let's see if it's free. FC regular. Oh, gotta leave that. This does not look like it's free. Oh, it is true. I need to present my entire brand, don't I?
Right, sorry, Chinaza. So I noticed you're using a tool to get the fonts and all of that. What's the
Ah,
name?
yes, yes, yes. That is the name is what the font. No, what fonts? What
Is it
fonts?
like a
That's the
Chrome
name.
extension or?
Yes, it is a Chrome extension.
Okay. So just in case anyone needs it, I type it in the chat box right now. It's a Chrome extension. You can search for it.
Well, I'm seeing this phone though, but I'm seeing purchase. Why? What's going on here? Ah, ah. Hey, oh, please. I tried. Everybody knew. Everybody can see. I tried the legal way, and when the legal does not work,
Please
I'm not.
be at
Okay,
DesignIT
I'm
Africa. We
not
don't
advertising
support
piracy.
biracial.
I'm not okay now. Okay, if they catch you, call
Support
my name first.
biracial.
Download FT regular. But should we just use another one? Because I'm not seeing. I, huh. I think one other thing we can just do is just use our own font. So, Figma. How do you? I don't present my whole script because it's going to be weird. Well, that was. Let me let me just do that. Screen one. So, first thing we're going to do is create our Figma file. This is going to be interesting. So, new Figma file. For people that don't know, I like to name stuff a lot in my Figma, and I don't like dark mode for my design. So, yeah, please, that feels better. First thing we're going to do is have a cover page. Why? Because it feels good. Can I can I play music? I don't know. Or is that going to be weird? Because I like white
Yeah, you
noise.
can, as long as it's not too loud. I mean, it's
Oh,
your
it's not
stream,
going to
so
be loud. Let me see. So first thing, I'm going to create a cover page just to. This helps you. What the hell? How do you travel? This helps you. Do it. Okay, now I have to ask. How how granular do we want this Figma KD to be? Do you want me to be saying everything I do, or I should just go on? It's just design that we're after.
You can be saying it, sir.
Oh my god. Okay. So we're going to create a frame. To create a frame in Figma, use the F key, or you can, Is there anything? Okay, there's nothing like that. Use the F key to create a frame in Figma. Press F. I like using this desktop frame because there's no particular reason. It's just what I'm used to. So you have to create that. Like I said, we name stuff here. We don't just create random frames. To name something quickly, you click on the object and press Ctrl R to name it, and then we'll type the name of what we are trying to do inside here. What's that thing? Yes. For the fonts, since we're going to vibe the fonts. I like General Sans a lot. It's one of my favorite fonts ever. To create text in Figma, you press T. For those that do not see, you press T, then you click where you want to create the text, and then you type what you want, You click out and then it goes up. So we're going to make this like 24. Also, when you're creating objects in Figma, there is something called okay, let's do this. So to create a rectangle in Figma, use R. Click anywhere, you see this rectangle, yeah? If you notice something, these are the dimensions of this rectangle, the width and the height. If you want to increase the size, you can do it brush rate, and just drag it out. It's on Reddit. I don't like people do that. But if you want it to be equal, when you hold a corner and you hold Shift, you can see that it scales proportionally. I think that's the word. Mathematics was not my strong suit in school. Do you understand that? I hope. Does that make sense? Or do you want me to do it? Okay. That makes sense. Wow, that actually makes sense. Wow, okay. So, there's something called, what's this thing? Constraint proportions in Figma. It's this tiny icon beside the width and the height. If you click on it, anything you put here, anything you put in the height is going to be reflected in the width. So if I put 5,000 here, Figma automatically just puts 5,000 in the height, so it's like a square. If you put 41.3, it's going to constrain 41.3. So yeah, just to put that out there. Let's go back to 100. I wanted to talk about nudge amount. I hope I can find it. But nudge amount is essentially how much Figma pushes your sizes by. So, for instance, if you want to increase the size of this square, if you press the up arrow key, you can see the size is increasing by 1 on both sides. Yeah? But there's something called a big nudge. A big nudge a big nudge can be done when you hold Shift and the up or down arrow key. So if you notice, it's increasing by 8. And that's because I love my designs. I try to keep my designs to the size in my designs to multiples of 8 if I can, the best of my capabilities. But there's a way to change it. There's a way to change it. Can I find it? Let me see. What's that thing? That's the thing. This slash? No, that's chat. Control P. No. Oh yeah, okay, so if you want to find something in Figma, use Control P. It brings up this search box and you can type anything. So what I'm trying to look for is called nudge amount. So nudge amount, you can see it, that's the first option there. If you click on it, you can see small nudge and big nudge. Small nudge, like I said, is the when you are just using your up and down arrow key to adjust the size. Big nudge is when you hold Shift. And my small nudge is 1 and my big nudge is 8. By default, everybody's big nudge in Figma is 10. And that's what I said, what I was doing for like many years until I saw that using multiples of 8 in your size is like really helpful for developers. So another thing is, your developers are your first users. Please be considerate. Don't, yeah, that. So yeah. So the whole point of that small and big nudge is because I wanted to increase the size of this guy. So it's 24 pixels, but let's push it up with big node, holding Shift or your arrow key to like 48. I think that works. And delete the guy. That's the name of this website, yeah? Oh yeah, it's Eve, true. So now, there's something in Figma called position alignment. This is left align, this is center align, and this is right align. This is top align, vertical align, center, and this is bottom align. So let's click through them. So for this text in the middle, if you click on this guy, takes it to the left, click here, takes it to the center of the frame. This is very interesting. It's like you are trying to say something and then you realize, okay, you need to break it down more. So if you want to notice, if you want to see the distance of an object to the boundaries, yeah, you hold Alt. It will not work if there's nothing selected. It won't work. So you have to select something and hold Alt. You can see that this guy is quite in the center. The reason why it's not in the center, the reason why this is 668 and this is 669 because it's this content here. It's not the width is not odd number one, even number two. Odd number one. The width is an odd number. Yeah. So you can see this is 103. If we make this guy, let's say 110, I hope that's an even number for the sake of all my math teachers. And then you center align the guy, you can see that it has like the same distance from the boundaries on both sides. Whew. So yeah, then what else? So this is the bottom, this is top align. This will align it in the center of the frame from the top to the bottom, and this will put it at the bottom. So yeah, you can see the height is an odd number. That is why there is like 1 pixel difference here. Okay. A pixel, for those that don't know, is the smallest unit of the graphic interface. If you zoom in well enough in Figma, you can see the pixels of the canvas. I don't know if you can see this guy. Can we see this? Can we see this? Yeah, this is the pixel form of Figma. And when you zoom out, it doesn't. You can't see it anymore. It's so tiny. Yeah. So yeah, that's that. So we've created the cover. Yeah. I'm hoping that there's someone following along. I am hoping. Yeah. So next thing we want to do is, no, ideally, what I would do next for a new project is to create an inspiration page, but we don't need that because we know what we're going to do. So this plus button is how you create different pages in Figma. If you want to invite people to this file, yeah, you have a limit of 3 pages max, because Figma will want you to pay to have unlimited pages. It's kind of sad. What I usually do is that I usually create all the pages I want to use before I invite people to the file. So that's my backdoor through that. That does not sound like a criminal act. I'm going to say this about that. So the next page we're going to just create is let's just create a typography page so that we can arrange our fonts there. So I like using emojis because it makes the page side finer, you know. So we'll call this guy typography. We'll create another page. This one will be for our colors. Sorry. Palette. Colors. Then we'll do for the design itself. Let's use this. This is smiling one. I've been staring at it for a while. High fidelity. I think this suffices, I guess. So for the typography, how good is this? So we're not going to use the for the header text. Headers are these big blocks of font. These are the headers. So for the header, I'm just going to use I'm going to use general sans because it's like what I have. I don't have the font that we use. And for the body, we can use the inter because it's inter that we use. Yeah? Yes, we're going to use inter. Yeah, and we'll try to. And the beautiful thing with what the font is that you can see the sizes of what they are using. So we know there's 12. We know this is 14. We know this is 14. We know this is 20. Just makes it easy to use. So let's go and create our font guide. We'll call this fonts. Just a minute. I really want to play music. Everywhere is quiet. I'm talking to myself. This is not even happening, bro. Music will help. Hmm. It's on my library. Okay, so fonts. Sorry. So there's something in Figma called auto layouts. Auto layouts helps you create buttons easily. You know, it makes it just nice. Instead of you, there are people that have seen in Figma that they use rectangles to create buttons. That can put you in prison. Just they, you can be jailed for that. Don't do that, please. It's weird. So to create an auto layout in Figma, what you need to do is first type what you want. We've already said that to type anything in Figma, use T. So what we want to do now is create our font style. Then after that, you can use to do auto layout. Use Shift A. Shift A. That will create your font style for you. And to add a color to this stuff, there's this few option here. If you click on it, it automatically adds a white background to the stuff. And there's something called stroke. Stroke is like boundary lines around your object. So if you click on stroke, you will notice there's this black outline around this guy. But we don't need that. All we need is the font, the fill color. So that's the difference between fill. Fill is like the background, stroke is like the boundary. Wow, that actually makes sense. Fill is the for the content, while stroke is for the boundary. Yeah, okay. Sometimes I surprise myself. So we're going to remove that stroke and we'll leave the fill. So this is padding. Padding is how can I go? Padding is like the boundary, is the space between the boundaries of an element. So yeah, if you notice the padding for this guy is equal. The one on the left is for the left and horizontal padding, according to Figma. And then this is for the vertical padding, right? Yeah, vertical padding. So we have to increase it to just 16. And we can see from this alignment here that the element, this blue highlighted stuff is the element. It's aligned in the center. If you push it to the left, nothing will happen. Why? Okay. Yeah. So if you push it to the, if you click on align left, it's going to align to the left. If it's much taller, like if you increase the size and you put it here, it's going to align to the top. Put it here, it's going to align to the bottom. Put it here. So yeah. But for buttons, please always put it in the center, please. I'm begging. For the sake of all developers. This auto layout stuff helps you to easily create buttons and make it fast and all that. So let's go back to hot contents. Okay. So this hot content stuff. If you notice, there is hog and fixed content. This admin width that you don't need to go. Let's look at this hog content and fixed content and fixed width. If you set hog content here, it's going to take the spacing of this guy, of the padding. So if the padding is set like 2, you see the spacing between the this was horizontal, yeah? A horizontal padding is going to be set to 2 pixels. Yeah. And but if you set it to fixed width here, it's going to ignore that spacing. So if you put 500, it's going to adjust. So like the width of this guy becomes 500, and it doesn't the content doesn't really care about the horizontal padding around this guy. Oh, I've been over today. Nice one. So we're going to do hot content, set this guy to 8. Name this guy to I like to use a real text. Real text for this guy. Other text. Header text. We can reduce the size of this guy. Doesn't need to be so huge. So we're going to do just create styles for the header text. Like I said, I like to use them. I'm going to just use. Oh yeah. Also, please let's not use Lorem in our text in our design. It's kind of weird. Don't put into that. It doesn't give you like a fair idea of what the font is going to look like and all that. So, for the sake of everybody that is going to look at your design, please use some, even if it's lyrics to your favorite song, please no Lorem. So, let's go back to that website and see. For the header, you can see that the size is 48 pixels, which is very interesting. Is it my screen? Yeah, that is. So this is going to be 48 pixels. So there's text alignment in Figma. This is the align left, align center, and align right. Nice. So to create a text style in Figma, in this typography section, there's this box here. These 4 boxes, and then if you click on it, you see apply style. Okay? This plus icon is where we're concerned with. Click on that, and then you see name and description. Let us focus on the name because we're trying to. Okay. So what I usually do when I'm creating style is size, family name, and then the specifics. So this one is the header one, yeah? So we're going to call this header slash header one. Yeah, that's it. And then you create the style. That's it. You can see it was like this before, but when you create this style, it turns into this. And the beauty with this is that if you've created like the entire design, you can easily pick and choose. You can easily edit stuff without having to go through every single header once that you created and trying to do that. Trying to need to be weird. It's very weird. So yeah, we created the header one. If you want to edit your header text, if you click on it again, you see this setting icon. It's called edit style. And I think we should make this semi-bold. No, okay, no, we should not. Let's go back to medium and red. Yeah. So that's header one. We've created header one. Let's go to header two. We have to add another auto layout on these 2 items so that we can easily manipulate it sharp. We rename it to fonts, and you can see there's the direction and the gap. This is for down vertical layout, and this is for horizontal layout. Currently, these 2 are in horizontal layout, and this is the vertical. This is for the vertical. All one is the vertical layout. So if you click on this, it switches to the vertical. Click on this, it switches to the horizontal. So the spacing between them is like the spacing between the elements, and if you hold Alt, like we said, that's it 40 pixels, but we don't need that much of a gap. We can reduce it to 8 pixels. Oh, this is 0 actually. We don't need any space between those guys. So now back to the website. Let's see what their header 2 looks like. I think this is the header 2. Let's share. That was 48. Okay, this is 40. So this is the header 2. So we know that the header 2 size is 40 pixels. So what we'll do is we'll go back to the second guy. We'll do this icon means to detach style, and when you click on it, it goes back to the default state. So we're going to set this to 40. Yeah. So this is header 2. Then we'll create the style again. Like I said, family specific, family slash specific. So header slash header 2. Then let's create for header 3. Try to see the third header. I think this is the third header. 24. Huh, interesting. Interesting. I think that was the header 3. The header 3 is 24 pixels. How remarkable. I love this. I love this one starting. Oh, okay. I think that's the header 3. So we duplicate that. Here we click here, this is the tab style, and then we do 24 pixels. And then we create the style again. Header slash header. So now we've created that. So this is a very interesting looking header text style. So we join it all them together, and then we just call this header. So we've created, as you can see, when you not click on anything in Figma, it shows you your text style, and when you open it up, you see that we have 3 headers. I think that's quite sufficient for now. I hope. Then let's create for the body text. Body text, we're going to use inter. So let's look at the sizes for the guy. Now, again, we thank you guys so much for like taking your time whilst like here. It really means a lot to me. So I think what I'm seeing a lot of 20 pixels here. 20, this is 16, okay. There's 20, there's 16. There's 14, there's 20, there's 16, there's 14, yeah? Okay, makes sense. 2016, 14, 2016, 14, 2016, 14. So we've identified that there are like 3 sizes of body text, yeah? 2016 and then 14. So let's go and create styles for those. So we'll detach this guy. We'll change the font itself. You like since there is typography guy, you click on it. It shows you all the fonts that you have on your computer. Click on 2016 14. So what we want to do is 16 pixels. Then we create the style again. We'll do family. Okay, what do I call that guy? Yeah, body text. Like body text slash body 2. Then we'll create the last one. The last one is 14 pixels. Wait, so far, is there anyone that understands what we've been doing so far? Are there any questions? Thank you for understanding a little bit, Kevin. Yeah. So let's carry on then. I hope. If there are any questions that you don't want, you can always ask me. I don't know. You can ask. How do I even get to this? My contact is everywhere, so you can easily find me. I hope. You can ask at the law. So we'll detach the style there, and we'll do for 14 pixels. This will be the last one, I guess. The body text, body three. So we've created header text and body text. So our text styles are like quite complete. I guess that is all. Trying to see if there's anyone. 16, 16, if you can call. 14, we already have that. 10, okay. Let us create one more for this footer. Add the style, create style, body text, snap, body 4. There you go. I think that works. So there's also something called color styles. But I think it's going to be quite a how do I put this? There's going to be a lot of color styles, and we don't have so much time anymore. So I wish I could. So let's just create for the black. Let's just rush and just create for the black. How does that sound racist? It's color styles. So to create a shape in Figma, a rectangle or a square, you click R, and then the fill color is D9. So we're going to create for the grays, the blacks. So we're going to do in the color wheel. Okay, let's just quickly do a quick detail. There are four. Okay, one, two, three, four. There are 5 types of color formats in Figma. The most common one everybody's familiar with is the hex code, which is very, very interesting. Wait, oh, Musa, what is complicated about the text stuff? What can how can I help there? Let's go back there. Musa, you're muted. Wait, can Musa hear me? Ademola, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Musa, I don't think Musa is on the call anymore. Let me search.
Just 2 minutes.
Yes, he is. Musa, please ask a question. Musa, are you still with us? Okay, so Chinaz, I think you can go ahead. If there's any other issue, he's just going to type or something. So we don't waste time.
I can also like provide videos, those YouTube guys, they are more professional and they know how to do this. They've do this for a long time. This is my first time of designing and talking.
Okay, so
It's kind of
something now. You said hierarchy part.
hierarchy.
Yes.
I was following what these guys did in their Figma. What's the name of this guy? What the website did. So like from the website I could see that this is header 1 and this was like 48 pixels. Then this was header 2 and this was 40 pixels. And this was header 3 and this was 24 pixels. Like it's from your website that I got it. So I did not figure it out on my own, thankfully. That may be- I'm using what font? It's a Google, it's a Chrome extension. You can find it on other browsers. Currently, I'm using Opera Mini, it's there too. What font? That's me, Abdurrahman. Musa, did I answer your question? Going to assume yes. I am hoping the answer is yes.
Yeah, he responded yes already in the comments.
Okay, yes. Okay, so for the colors, so I was talking about the types of, I don't know what they call this. That I'm going to just say color styles. There's hex, there's RGB, there's CSS, HSL, and HSB. I only know what hex and HSL mean because that's what I use. Hex is quite nice, but if you notice, if you're trying to create black, black on black and color wheel is like zero. The color wheel is like a combination of 6 digits of alphabet. So for black, it is zero 6 times. That's black. White. Okay, let me quickly do something. So colors in digital spaces can either be, so like I said, there are 6. So each. So F is this. So there are 6. What do you call this thing? What's that word? 6. Let's just say 6 components of a color in digital spaces. It's either going to be zero. It's either going to be 0 or it's either going to be 0 to 9 or A to F. So this is the component. So in every single slot of those 6 parts, it's either going to be 0 to 9 or A to F. So black and white are like on opposite ends of the spectrum. So black is 000, which kind of makes sense because like it has all the digits, while white has all the letters like F. So if they are, but the problem with hex code is that it doesn't give you a lot of control. Like it's just there's nothing to, you can't adjust. If you want a particular shade of black, you have to know the hex code by heart. It's kind of stressful. So what I use is HSL. Now HSL is hue, saturation, and lightness. Hue is essentially the position on the color wheel. So I'm guessing. I think if I move this to 10, what does it do? Yeah, 10 is like slightly orange. Yeah, yes. Saturation is how much of that color is there. So let's just say saturation of, let's say, 9. It's not really noticeable. Let's go to 100. So the saturation goes from 0 to 100. I forgot what saturation does. I didn't think I'll have to explain that. But lightness is where you control the color itself. So as you increase the lightness, you would notice that someone is laughing at me. How sad. If you increase the lightness, you see that the color is changing. It's like lightning, and it's going from 0 to F. So black was like 000, but by the time you control the lightness, it gets to white, which is F. The reason why I'm saying this is that this is the core of my black color style, of my gray color style. My gray color style is basically vibes. I don't know why. I just increase it by 10 up to 100. That's my gray color style. So now that we know that, let me praise the gray color style. To create a color style in Figma, should I use variables? Okay, I'm going to use color styles for that. That's super big. So to create a color style, this icon looks familiar from the text style. Yeah, click on it. There's a plus. Give it a name. Like the same naming convention I use everywhere. So it's family name, Gray, slash specific name, so Gray 10. 10 is like what I use for the lowest one. So let's rename this guy to. So the next one is going to be grade 20. What am I going to do for grade 20? I'm just going to increase this guy to 20. Because that's that's it really. There's nothing really special there. And it's also really nice to not use pitch black in your design. So I think for that grade 10, you can adjust it to let's just say 10. Let's adjust it to 10, yeah? So it kind of matches the name. Grade 10, grade 20. So let's create the styles for this guy. Here um, family slash specific. We create an auto layout here so that it's like easy to manage with nice spacing. Let's create the other one. This is grade 30. Adjust this guy to 30. Then create the style. Grade 30. This will be for 40. Grade slash grade 40. Next one 50. That's weird. If that guy not change. Okay, I see. So I made a mistake here. Let me increase this guy. Choose this guy off. That's grade 50. So increase this guy to 50. Grade 50. That this is grade 60. Grade 60. This will be for 70. Who's that guy? I'm using a big notch, so I'm using shift and up to increase the numbers easily. Grade 70. We have 3 more styles to create after this one, so grade 80. This is grade 90. 50 shift. So let me show you guys like a nice edge case. So in case you're typing and you miss a letter, and if you click here, you see that this is a typo, but you can easily just adjust that. All you just need to just carry it and put it inside the family. And yeah, that's nice to know. There, this is for grade 100. So we created the color styles. Very, very interesting color style we have there. So I think it's time for us to like design. One thing I want us to see is if we can see the grid layout that they used. So let me see. It's great. I think they use 150 pixels. It looks very interesting. can't particularly find the grid style that we use. So we're going to use vibes. Uh, just let us take a screenshot of this header and take it to our file. I'm going to replicate there. So that's the design we're trying to accomplish. Create the frame. So we name this header. So to create a grid in Figma, you click on this Add Layers grid. And I'm looking at this grid guy. I honestly can't pinpoint it. What I like to do is I use columns, counts, use like 16. That's the number of rows you can see. There are 16 in number. If you click to, you put to plus 1 to 16. Then the margin is where vibes comes in. 150. I think I saw 150 there. That's why I'm like inclined to use 150. But when I look at the design, there's like a lot of breathing room on this side, so I don't think 150 will cut it. Let's double that. Let's see what 300 looks like. Oof, 300 looks almost there, I guess. But let's just do 200. I think we'll just work with 250. Hopefully that's enough. And that's not too small. I'm looking at it, it's looking too small. We want to start designing sharp. So the first thing we want to do is the logo. Okay, let's replicate that logo. First thing we're going to do is we're going to create a frame inside this frame. To do that, it's the same F you create, but you click here. Remember, if you hold shift when you're creating a shape and you're dragging out, it's like proportional. So yeah, you can see it's 40-40 on each side. Then what I can see from this logo is that it's a circle, it's like a semicircle with 2 small dots inside. So I think we can do that in Figma. So to create a circle, you use O, like letter O. You drag it out. So this thing is 40 pixels. The frame that we created, the holding frame is 40 pixels. And this guy logo. So there's this thing in Figma called sweep. Well, first let's see 40. Everything is 40 on each side. So there's this thing in Figma called sweep or the arc. If you create a circle and you can see this dot here. If you like drag that dot out, you can see that it's forming a semicircle, yeah? And that's the sweep. And the ratio of the sweep is like 0 to 100. If it's 100, it becomes like very tiny. But I think what happens if I do this? Oh man, I have no idea. Okay. So we're going to make the ratio 100. And see the percentage there is 100, so we can just do click 100, and then instead of a fill, we can add a stroke. Let's just make the stroke like 2, yeah, 3, yes. Then instead of using this 0, we already have a color style for it, so let's just use our color style, sample our color styles. And then we can move it to the bottom here. And what's next is we create smaller circles. Those are the eyes, those street eyes. So do that means we already have like, we're going to use the same color style as the outer wall. So to create a group in Figma, once you group the eyes, to create a group in Figma, you use Control G, and we'll name it eyes. So 8 is okay. Maybe it's the bottom. I think okay. I think what was next, we should just increase the size. Just keep it. Just keep it. Well, I think we're onto something here, chat. Yes. So that's the logo. Then for the text, it just says E instead of header one. That logo looks very peculiar. How to do that? So we'll detach this guy. Let's just do 20. Let's do 24. Yeah. So, but this we can allow this not to be a text style. Yeah, we can make it a vector. To create a vector from a text, you use Control E. And now it's a vector. You notice the text changed to vector. And the text style, the text controls, all these typography, spacing, everything, will vanish. So Control E. So now we can add a auto layout to that guy, first of course, and then we need its logo. Spacing is 9, we can reduce it a bit, not so much. Yes, that is all. I hope. So next thing is the menu items, product resources and developers. There's a text style for that. So products. The text style that they used in the on the website was 14 pixels. We have that, so we can. This is body 3. Use 14 pixels for the enter. Wait, did they use? Don't tell me they did that. That's going to be very. Yes, enter. Right? Yes, enter. So 14 pixels, product, resources, developers. Add auto layouts for the menu item, name its menu. Let's just use a spacing of 24 pixels. I think that works. Let's change this guy to group. So you can switch between frame and group here. So we click this, you see frame, you see group. This is why I click because I want to adjust the size. And if you try to adjust the size, like I said, you can create constraints here. But if you try to adjust the size like this, you can notice that only the vector is changing, but the icon itself is not changing. To fix that, see these constraints, you can make this scale, and make this scale. It's also important to do that to everything within that object. So make this scale, make this scale. Now, do we even need this frame? Let's do this. Make, so, but now if you adjust the size, you can see it's like adjusting easily because you set everything to scale. So I think 32 should work. Next thing we want to do is apply color style as 0. So that's like a muted color. Let's do gray 50. I think that works. Then we want to create this button and this search icon. I'm just going to copy an icon pack from one of the projects that I have here. Yeah, I like these solar icons. They're like really cool. So we do this. Control C. And let's rename this guy to E. Then we'll add a page. Okay. So now that we have an icon pack here, and continue what we're doing. We want to create this button that is like open up. What's the size of that guy? It's 14 pixels. The same size of the menu. If you want to duplicate something in Figma, instead of doing Ctrl C and then pasting it, you can do Ctrl D. Ctrl D like duplicates stuff easily and quickly in Figma. So now we have this. Let's create the button. So we're using auto layout, Shift A. We're going to name that button, and then we'll add a color style of our trusty black, and then the gray 50 we can make it white. As you can see, it's rounded, completely rounded. So this is corner radius in Figma, and if you click on it and you impute a nice just that. So yeah, pretty cool. Let's make this part. Let us make it like 16. Yeah, I think that works. Then we have that search icon. It's a button too. So you duplicate this button, you name this guy search, and to call or to summon variable and components. Because every all the icons here, they are components. If you see this purple outline around something, it's like components, like components. To summon it, if you may, you use Shift I, then you type search. You can see all the search icons from the icon pack is now here. So select that. I think that should be the same size as this guy. Let's do 17. Then we delete this guy, delete the text, and then we make it 8:2 so that it's perfectly circular. So have the same thing there. Auto layout around those guys, call them controls, yeah. Adjust the spacing to like 16. Yeah. Then with the menu item selected, you add another auto layout there. So this is our menu. This is our menu there. Let's set this to 32. Then we'll try to align it. Or we can also use auto layout there. Yeah. Use auto layout there. Call this header. Yeah, I think it's coming along okay. We should fall. So to quickly toggle on the layout grid, use Ctrl Shift and 4. I don't know what is this on Mac. I'm not going to learn because I am anti-Apple. Ctrl Shift 4. So next thing is this introducing Abe's new visual identity. First we need is the text. First thing we need is the text. So we'll take one of these guys, Ctrl D, and then we'll just say, what's the size of that guy? Let's be accurate. That's 12 pixels. Do we have a 12 pixel font? I don't know. Okay, we don't, so we're going to create one. So we've created some popular text as I think with just a little bit of practice we need to create this quickly too. Let's name this body. This will be body 4, and then this guy will be body 5. So now we have like 16, 14, 12, 10. Yeah. So this is body 4. We've done that. So we should do this. New visual identity. Then we know there's like a small circle separating those guys. Perhaps add that too. This is really tiny. We can also use 6. And the color we can also use like some grade. This is grade 80. Yeah. And then there is the CTA. CTA means call to action. Call to actions are like buttons, all those kind of nice stuff. So read more. Then hmm, we have a right arrow there. So to summon stuff, Shift I, right, click the arrow right, change the color. I think it's 15, so we can make this like 16 pixels. Gray 50, let's make this gray 50 as well. So put another layer on this CTA. So as a read, the CTA, this is a dot. What? Control R, and a dot. Now select everything here and run another layout there. And we're going to call that guy adverts. It sounds like an advert. Then we'll just spacing to do like, 16 works. Let's check this guy. I don't think I got the space there. We make this 8 pixels. Then increase the paddings like 16 pixels. No, that's too much. Make this 8. Let's first add a fill of like the 90. It is super round. Green 90 doesn't cut it. You can see that it's lighter. So if we want to just take the, because that's what I was planning really, just take the color styles from them. If you select an object and you press I, it changes to the color picker tool. That way you can go to the element and select the color. As you can see, we have successfully stolen their colors. Really handy if you ask me. So yeah, this is how it looks like. I think this should be a bit closer. Success is 8. I think that works. So the next thing is after the pull bar of D5. That's like the first header 1. We change the body to like header 1. So access. Make this grade 10. Sadly, we could not find the fonts. Then we put the text there. It is the walls. Oh, sorry. Supply, swap, stick, and more. I think that was like a header 1. Let's check. That's a 20 pixel. I think we do that was. Yeah, that was header 1. Then we adjust the size so it's like the same thing. Make it like grade 30 so it's close. Then we add another layout there. Name this header text. Wow. Again, like, thank you guys for being here. Like, I don't know. I thought at this point I was really want talking about. You guys are here. Really means a lot to me. So, 40. can adjust the size of this header text to like 8, the spacing to like 8 pixels. And then we have to create this get started button. And close this guy, close this guy. Ah, that's a really cool hover effect. The size for the button is 16 pixels. So let's go and create the button text. You can just copy the button that we have here and duplicate it here, bring it down here, change this to depth, started, change the style to like body 2, yeah, that's the first thing. Then we add that arrow, we already have one here, so you can copy that, paste it here. Then we have to change the style. The style is like more of like an outline kind of thing. So first thing we are doing is to change the fill color to gray 100 and give it a stroke of gray 10. Then we'll change the content. Yeah, we'll change. What's that guy doing that? Yeah, we'll change the content to gray 10 too. And this is gray 10. And this is gray 10. Voila, we have that button there. What is left is to adjust the vertical padding. That's the name, right? That's the name, right? Yeah, vertical padding. Make it like 16, that's too much. So just reduce it like 12. I think 12 works very well. 12 works very well. And we adjust the space. So if you select 3 items in Figma, there's this icon that pops up. Depending on how you arrange it, it's like to help you adjust the spacing. If you click on this, it's like adjust the spacing for you. 40 is too much, or else 32, 32 is great. Then this stuff existed 3.05 billion liquidity supplied. There's this purple dot there. So that's the first thing we create. We have a dot here, we can also duplicate that guy. Then increase the size to like, I don't know, 12. 12 should work. Then we can steal the color. You click I and then change to a color picker, then select this guy. You have successfully stolen the color. Then we duplicate this text and then so we'll type what they did there, the 3.05 what's the size of that text? The size. That's 14 pixels. I think that's what we have there. Oh, we don't have one now. So if you notice the 3D, the amount is like is darker than the rest of the text. So we can add separate colors to text. So we just use shifts and right arrow to select every other thing. Yeah. And then we can make it like that. And just give that a grade 50. So add another layer here. Let's just call that guy flex. Then we change the spacing to like 16. 16 too much. 16 is too much. Let's reduce it to 8. And then we can align that to the right. Let's give this another layout. Let's call this header, text, create a layout with the flex tool, call this header plus flex. The reason why it's like really important to name your frames is that it just makes life easier for your developers, I guess. If you don't care about your developers, you can choose not to name your frames. It's like you tripping. I guess we'll never know. 40 pixels. I think that works. Now let's create this stuff. First thing is we're going to create this underlying rectangular base. So to do that, we'll just to create a rectangle R. Then the size of the width of this guy is 940. So let's use 9. Oh, wow, okay, 940. We name this base. It's like very small, so we'll just do like 8. It's 8 too much. It looks like it's too much. Let's reduce it to 6. Give it a nice corner radius. There's something in Figma called corner radius details and corner smoothing. So if you notice, if you take the corner radius of any other app, of an Android app versus iOS app, you notice that the corner radius of iOS apps are like, they have this beautiful feeling to them. I can't believe I'm saying that about an Apple device, but yeah, the corner radius in Apple interfaces are like really beautiful. So if you notice, the Figma even has a standard. The standard is this dot in the middle that says iOS. If you click on that, it just takes it to 60%. So all iOS interfaces have corner radius smoothing of 60%. So next thing we want to do is create these shapes. How are we going to do that? I have no idea, but we'll figure it out by God's grace. I think all circles here are like a combination of 4 different circles. There are various ways to create this kind of thing, but I'm trying to look at the way that will make me break it down to smallest piece. So first thing we want to do is create the first rectangle. Let's take one of them, paste it here, so that we can see what we're doing. First thing we're going to do is create a frame, parent frame that will hold the shape of the rectangle. So we call this parent frame. As one way, that's too much. Let's just use 80 pixels. Then we'll create the first circle. Hold shift, doesn't matter. You already know that you use 80 pixels for the parent. So you can just do that and just center it. Now remember that dot here, yeah? You can see how it's applied there. So we'll just do this. Yeah? Then still the color. Still that color. Now we'll call this upper semi. Duplicate it. If you flip it to like 180 degrees, I hope, yeah, okay, that worked. Jesus Christ, thank you. Then select, we're still in that color. I think we're almost there, chat. So we'll call this lower semi. I think then the second one, there are ways we can do this. We cannot duplicate this guy. I think it's always good to find shortcuts. So you select both upper and lower semis, you duplicate it, and then you can reduce the size to say 60. No, let's do 56. 56, yeah. We select this and select this. Now we can use auto layout. That's weird. Why did that happen? Okay, now I see what happened. Oh no, I don't see what happened. What the hell? Okay, so we're going to make this vectors, because I don't know why it's acting weird. Make this a vector to remove that space at the bottom. Make this another vector, and that we have inner. I think think it's smaller, but we're almost there. We're almost there, I guess. This one is smaller. 40 is okay. All content. Let's. I think we're there, right? 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 Let's just steal the colors so that we don't. I think we're there. I think we're there. I hope. But one other thing we want to do is to. So when you add an auto layout, to remove auto layout is Ctrl Shift G. So add an auto layout is, oh my gosh, there's a lot of shit. So for Windows, let me write in the chat for anyone that wants to know. For Windows, auto layout is remove auto layout is Control So yeah, this is what I'm going to be using a lot. Where did my message go? I sent something now I didn't send. Can you guys see it? I don't know, like, did you see the text? Okay, yeah, it's there. Then for Apple, I don't know. I don't want to know. Right? But I think the difference between Apple and Windows is I think control is command. I guess, right? Windows is okay, yeah. So for Apple it's going to be command Shift G. I hope
They should go and find out by themselves. Why they use
what
Apple?
we want to do is remove the auto layout from these inner semis. Ctrl R, Ctrl Shift G. Then we'll select everything inside here and we'll change it to scale. So that in case you want to like change the scale, everything adjusts nicely. Like you can see, we are adjusting it down here. Let's do exactly. You get. I don't know why you guys using Apple. 2024 using Apple. Wow. I don't know, man. I think this is quite larger, so let's just use 2.5. That's too much. Yeah, that's too much. Let's use 150. This 150 works. So the next thing is to create that background, that nice background. So we need a rectangle for that. Rectangle, let's just call this page 150. Looks like we'll just be able to create this header first. The way I'm really glad, really. I don't know. It means so much to me that you guys are here. Alright. So like that, we've created the background. Yeah. So let's quickly do for the remaining 5. How do we do this? Okay, let's group these items. Yeah. So Control G. We'll call this color wheel. So we don't need this guy anymore. We've already figured it out like those goes. So the next one is yellow one. Just pick the colors really. Just pick the colors. Nothing to use eye to pick colors. Use eye to get the colors. I think that is all. And push this guy up a bit. Okay, that's too much. That's too much. We're going to arrange this very well very soon. Just get the base. Next one is the green. The lower one. We're using eye to just pick the color from the picture.
Chinaza, someone has a question, so maybe after this
This
color,
guy.
we can answer.
The next one is the blue. Get the blue from this guy. Oh, it's two blues. Interesting. The one is darker than the other. Nice. Hi, Abdurrahman. Please. Really? Oh no, you can. He can ask you. No problem. Abdurrahman, please go ahead.
Good evening, sir. I was asking, how did you
Abdurrahman,
adjust? Can you hear me?
Abdullah, can you hear me? I feel like my network breaking
Yeah,
or something.
it typed this question already. It said, how did you adjust the rectangle size without using your mouse?
Rectangle. Oh, yeah. Okay, so if you select this guy and you hover over here and here and here, you can see that the height.
Wait first, so I can't see your mouse right now.
Yeah, I can. Can you hear me?
Yeah, but I can't see your mouse. You said over something. I couldn't see that.
Oh, firstly, firstly, first and foremost, does it matter? I use the trackpad when I'm working in Figma. I don't know, like there's this, outside the point. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. So can you see this? Can you see this? Can you see that the cursor is changing when I move over the side of the rectangle?
Yes, please.
Is my network acting weird? Can you guys hear me or is there like a delay?
We can hear you, but I think you're lagging a little bit, like a few seconds.
Can you hear me now? How about now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Interesting. Let me type that. If you go over the edge of the rectangle, should change this. I sense the
Is it possible
yeah,
for
yeah,
me
I
to
think
speak?
that's good. I sense the answer I have to this thing, the charts. So I've done the blue, it's remaining the red and the purple.
Okay, Chinaza, I think you can go ahead. Are you still with us?
Yeah, those are my network is good. Let me turn off my video. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, Chinaza, we can.
Okay, I think I've turned off my video and yeah, let me present again. Someone raised their hand. Hi. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Nice. So just need to adjust the size of this guy. Voila. We have our color wheels. So this is me. So we adjust the spacing. Let's make this 2 pixels between them. I see this guy goes out of the width of the frame, so you can just follow suit. Now, to create this base, you can see like it's a gradient-ish thing. All we've been doing so far is the fill, solid fill. So there are other types of fills in Trademark. There's the gradient, there's the image, that means you can add an image, and there's the video. This video is for paid plan. You can't add video on free plan, sadly. So what we are looking for is the gradients. Yeah? And so how I think it this gradient is combination of all the colors of the fades that we call them. Then what we're going to do, we're going to add colors of all the fades. So I blue, add another one here, I yellow. Am I doing nonsense? Oh, okay. It's working. It's oddly. Then add another one, which is use. Okay, let's do like that. Oh, that leaves that brown. So make this here. Then at this point, we add a green. This point, we add a blue. This point, we add the red. This point, we add the purple. I think they use the deeper shades for this guy, so let's fix that. This guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. Oh wow! Would you look at that? That turned out better than I expected. Interesting. Interesting. So what we'll just do is just add this guy, make this guy space 0, call this graphics, and yeah, I think that's it really for the header. I wish we could go further, but it's 8 p.m. on a Saturday. You guys should be resting, and I should be disturbing Ademola to buy me stuff. So yeah, I think this is where we'll call it a day. We can just play around and just see what we can come up with. Yeah, and if you find the time to complete the design, you can please tag DesignIT and they will. I will most definitely comment on it. I would open the Figma file. I would leave comments on the file and places you can improve. Well, yeah, this is it for today. Thank you guys so much for I think is there anything? Nah. So yeah, yeah. Thank you so much. Really.
Wow, 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 wow. I told you guys that he would leave you speechless. Did I not tell you at the beginning of the thing? I told you. Okay. You see, boss, this is why I said we needed to roll out a red carpet for you when you wanted to start. And a standing ovation too. And a standing ovation because honestly, no, this was too much. This was too much. If you are leaving this meeting and you tell me you do not learn anything, you are wrong. You are very wrong.
Thank you guys for participating. Really, it means a lot. Thank you so much.
Okay, we seem to have a question. Please go ahead.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
That's great. I wanted to know if it's possible for him to drop a Figma file of his icon components.
Oh yeah, sure. You can find it. You can find it here. Just a moment. I'll just drop the file. I'll drop the link to the file.
Where will that be, sir? Okay, and thank you very much.
So yeah, that's it, sure. Are there any other questions or?
Does anyone have any other questions, comments, advice?
Oh,
You're
please
welcome.
Advice
Design-related advice. Design-related advice.
That's even better. If you have design-related advice on things like I improve, that would be so nice. Yeah. Especially for this session. I'm really sorry. This is like my first time of talking and designing at the same time. It's interesting. So I apologize if there are places I left people behind, but I promise to get better by first week. So yeah. So, any feedback you have, super cool. If not, we are already taking 6 minutes more from you guys' time. Paying me. So yeah. Thank you, everyone. Really. Thank you to everybody that participated. So yeah. Good night and God bless. God bless Nigeria. Is that all? Can we leave, or is there something we want to say, Fatima?
Yeah, that's all. Thompson, anything to add before we let everybody go?
Right. So if you learned anything today, basically, you can just go to your social media page on Twitter or anywhere, and use the hashtag Create.Innovate.Inspire, and then tag DesignIT Africa, sharing whatever it is you learned. Just to get the word out there and to let people know that we did something and you learned from it. But otherwise, yeah, thank you very much everyone for joining. It was really nice having you here. Honestly, I didn't think a lot of people would, wait until the end. I guess Chinaza and his magic came.
Well, it's God because at the point I was like, oh my God, okay,